guys raise your hand and we'll get a mic to you. Start here at Dale, first on the right.
John, how much of tonight the shots are simply falling, or are your guys doing something markedly better to create a better shot?
There's both, but you know, Jimmy said on the TV after there were clean passes, like clean catches, and clean shots, which means we had willing passers. Not, I'm going to try to get a shot or make a play and then I'll throw you the ball. Not when I catch it, I'll then recognize what's there. Before I catch it, I'm going to see who's open and we're going to move into open men. The second thing is our spacing was much better. Third thing is they played mostly zone. So you have a chance to get more. Look, I've been telling them we want to shoot between 20 and 23 threes a game. If we shoot 30, we will lose the game. Because historically, if you go back over my career of 30-some years, if we shoot 33s, my team loses. Because of how we play. We want to get to that foul line. We want to get 2-point baskets. We want an offensive rebound. Hard to offensive rebound, miss threes, because they're bouncing everywhere. But, you know, we shot the ball pretty well today.
Kyle, all right.
Cal, this summer you said, you know, after the Bahamas, you recognized that you had a bunch of guys that could play, but the question that remained was, who's the catalyst? Who's going to be that guy? Does Kelvin, do you look like he's becoming
I
that
thought, but his focus, he loses focus sometimes. When he loses focus, whether it be defensively or offensively, it really hurts us. So his whole thing is, you know, you can't just play hard in spurts and then stay in the game. You can play hard in spurts and sub yourself. But he's learning. He's fine. Tyler Hero made some shots today. And we walked off the court at halftime. I said, you know why you made that? Because you didn't have time to think about it. You just caught it and shot it. And you trusted yourself. You trusted all your hard work. And for everybody, I kind of forgot those last 4 or 5 minutes that I had Jamal because I was trying a rotation. Again, you have to understand, Jamal's practiced about 2.5 weeks with us in the last 2 years. So it's not as though, you know, and so, but he's practiced really well the last couple of weeks. And what I've told him is you're in the game to score baskets. How about that? And he went in the game and he scored baskets and our fans went crazy. And I'm happy for him. But I would have put him in earlier, except I forgot he was on the bench. I did.
Stay on the right side, one in the back.
Cal, back here, you had 34 points today created off of turnovers. The trademark of your defense since you've been here, I mean your team since you've been in defense. Talk about how much stronger your defense was today.
Well, you know, we had active hands. We were collapsing on drives. We were anticipating better. You know, the whole thing defensively, if you want to be, you got to be able to start the drive so that you don't have to scramble all over the place and get full rotations, which usually get you beat. And the second thing is you got to be an anticipating kind of team where you're just like a pass coming to you, you're looking like who's open. Before you catch it, you know what's going on. Defensively is no different. You're on the weak side. Where is he trying to pass that ball? And I'm moving in that direction. We've got some guys doing it pretty well. I was happy with Emmanuel quickly today. Emmanuel's going to make some shots, and he did today. That's what he should do for us. Ashton did what he was supposed to. He got in that lane. He had 7 assists. We're kind of defining the roles a little bit better.
Stay on the right, Cam.
John, kind of along those lines, how do you think that Emmanuel and Ashton are coming along when it comes to running the offense?
Getting better. And I've just got to do, look, this thing is a lot of tape work. This thing is a lot of individual time. This is things, a lot of holding them accountable because they're typical freshmen. And Emmanuel, I put on the board today, do not try to be perfect. Just play ball. He tries to be perfect, which puts him on his heels. And I keep telling him, you're not going to be perfect. You just try to make less mistakes than the other team. You try to miss less shots than the other team, but you're not going to be perfect, so you're just playing. Again, I thought we had a couple guys today that we just need more from them. Energy, intensity, enthusiasm. we should demand that. Doesn't mean to make every shot, doesn't mean you're not turning it over, but we should have every guy fighting for every ball and every possession, which we're just not there yet. But the thing that I did for the last 3 days, literally worked on offense. And then I said to him, please, don't tell me you're gonna let go of the rope defensively now. Because the only defense we worked on was guarding our stuff. I didn't think this team would play that much zone, but thank goodness we did prepare some things for it. But, you know, it's a hard game to play, and I told Larry that, you know, they're gonna be fine. But Utah, they didn't shoot the ball as well as they have shot it today. Like, they missed some open threes. But when we're making threes like that, it's a hard deal.
On the left, Larry and Jerry.
John, when you look at Nick and EJ, I think they had 29 minutes and 2 points and 6 rebounds between them. Talk a little bit about what they're giving you or not giving you.
You're saying Nick and EJ?
Uh-huh.
I want to play EJ and go to a bigger lineup. So we're doing some things to mess around with the bigger lineup. And I have Nick in that 3-man rotation. And I thought he did some good things. I mean, you know, he got scored on where I didn't think he should have. But I think he gets straight-legged and that happens. But Nick, I'm telling you, we need Nick so that people don't think they can just drive in there and score. Now you've got a team that's going to shoot more jumpers than driving layups.
Jerry. You get go up front first.
Was causing a couple shot clock violations kind of showed progress and defensive focus?
Well, I think a lot of teams are going to try, because we're so young and inexperienced, they're going to try to hold the ball and see who breaks down. And then with 9, 8, 7 seconds on the shot clock, beat somebody, because someone's going to stop playing. That's the history of playing young people. And we didn't do it today. We just didn't break down.
Standing right with Daryl.
John, have you had other players who had felt that need to be perfect out there? I think that'd be detrimental. How do you push a player past that?
Derrick Rose would get so mad at himself. But Emmanuel gets tentative, so it's different. Like, if you want to get mad at yourself, I can deal with that. That means I don't have to get mad at you. And then I have to more pick you up and say, stop, you're fine. But you can't get tentative. You gotta, you know, and again, we're getting him to see, look, a high school player will catch a ball, and if the coach says, oh, and you look at him, he says, tell me where all the players are. He'll say, what players? Your teammates, where are they standing? He'll have no idea. But if you ask that to Steve Nash, he would turn and say, my center's there, my guard's on the weak side, my 3-man's there, my 4-man's in the high post. Seeing the court. So as he begins to do that, he will process less and react more and be able to let loose a little bit. So we're just working every day, and it's the last 3 days to make us willing passers. You have to see it to be willing. And the second thing is, they're not selfish, they're just used to when they get the ball, I make a play. Well, think about having 5 guys think that. So when I get it, I make a play. Well, you get no ball movement, you have no willing passers. That's where we've been, and we're moving by it. I thought we did some great stuff defensively until the start of the second half. We gave them, you know, some baskets, and then I went to the dreaded zone. How'd that work? All you people say, why didn't he play down? How do you like that?
Wasn't too good.
Play the 1-3-1. Coach Hall keeps telling you, play the 1-3-1. We need you to take seniors. Okay.
Go to Jerry on the left.
John, Coach Pitino tweeted that he appreciated you inviting him to come. What was that conversation, or what was that like, and why didn't he come?
He was with family, and he hadn't, you know, he had things going on, but, you know, I just said, look, you need to get up here, you know, this will be respectful here, and, you know, what that program did to change this back, you know, I mean, we should recognize it. You may be mad he went to coach at Louisville, so what? when he was here, and when we needed this program on a different track, he put it, and that group, and I thanked that group last night. You guys got this thing back going. You guys did. And, you know, I just, like I said, I'd like him to come back and let him, you know, one of the happiest things for me is when I see how Coach Hall is treated here. He's like treated like royalty. I love it when he goes out on the court. I love him to see him in practice, and I love how our fans treat him. My guess is back in the day, they probably weren't as friendly. Okay, but now they look at it and say, you know what? Who would have followed Adolph Rupp? Who was stupid enough to do that? He was. Went to Final Fours, won national titles. Think about it. And now what Rick did, you know, like I said, he deserves to be able to, you know, get the respect from what he did here. And I think our fans would be great. I think they'll buy all that. You know, he may not think that, but I'm convinced that if he came back, that the fans would be great to him.
Time for one more. All right, one there. Thanks, guys. We have Kelvin and Tyler, the man, you're on 3 minutes.